Hey guys, what is up? It's Redneck Crypto coming at you with another video. This will be the first of many to come that will be in-depth videos on specific cryptocurrencies, going over several big points, basics like what is the specific coin, what's the main goal, what are some future plans for it, positive, negatives, price predictions, and just a real in-depth view of it, because it's always really good to know what you're investing in and not just to invest in something that's running up right now. It's really good to kind of know exactly what you're investing in, even if it's just something real broad about it. A lot of people who've probably invested in Tron have just really seen the gains it's had and jumped on the train without even really knowing what it is and what it offers. And essentially, Tron is the main goal of Tron is to provide services for the public as an ecosystem operated by a non-profit foundation. Essentially, this will be decentralizing the web and all of the content on it. The content they don't necessarily describe in depth. It could range from videos, pictures, apps, things like that, essentially. Maybe even websites in some aspects. But that is the main goal of it. And so one thing I've also noticed after reading this 40-some page white paper is there's an issue with the realization path of Tron. So Tron, people, if you're watching this video, you list that there are 6 steps to this, and it's 1 Exodius, 2 Odyssey, scroll down here, 3 is Apollo, 4 is Star Trek, 5 is Eternity, and it goes straight to 7. And I believe what happened is we see 1 Exodius, 2 Odyssey, 3 is Great Voyage, which is actually not even listed in there, and that's the reason. 3 in the white paper is Apollo, 4 in the white paper is Star Trek, and 5 in the white paper is Eternity. You guys actually missed one of your 6 steps in there, which is Great Voyage. And I had just realized this once I went back to the website and saw this posted here. I was wondering what the issue with that was. But yeah, that was the issue. Alright, so let's get into a little bit of what exactly is Tron. So Tron is a protocol on the for blockchain entertainment system of free content where Tron is circulated, allowing one-on-one interaction between providers of digital entertainment content and regular users. This digital entertainment content could vary, like I said, from videos to pictures to just general text. The purpose of this is to decentralize the web and provide fair payouts for their monetization. It helps. One of the goals of it is to help to get rid of high-costing channel fees from centralized platforms. So if you download a paid app, for example, from Google Play or Apple Store, they take out a big portion of what the creator would have actually gotten. So say you buy a $2 app from one of those stores, the creator's only getting a portion of that, while Google Play and the Apple App Store are also taking a portion of it. And not really just that, it's also if you make an app for either Google Play or the Apple App Store, you really have to follow their exact guidelines, and they actually have to approve it before it can be posted on there. And what they say goes for their platform, and I think a decentralized form would be very appropriate for something like this. So Tron will help generate profit for text, pictures, videos, and broadcasts that have large popularity, which generally could not create cash. As is the standard, now current providers of entertainment take large portions of cash generated from the digital content. This digital content can range from phone apps to music and many other forms of digital entertainment. So basically this is just a brief, fairly in-depth view of the white paper without you really having to read all 40 pages. It is a long read. It's a good read. If you really are ever heavily invested into any cryptocurrency in general, I highly suggest you fully read the white paper. And if not fully read it, just kind of look at their table of contents and kind of see what things seem important to you, and at least read those, because there are a lot of important things in the white paper to know about a currency. And the more you really know about it and what it can offer, the more you can actually predict a price for either long-term holding or short-term holding, whether you want to just ride up for a big wave on the upside and then sell, or if you actually plan on buying a coin to actually hold it for long term. For example, one of the negatives I have listed on Tron is they estimate it's going to be roughly 8 to 10 years before the Tron system is fully implemented. However, the initial Tron platform is currently up and running. 8 to 10 years is a really long time, but for a space like this, it kind of makes sense. So for Tron, in reality, it would be a very long-term hold to see extreme gains, even though we've seen huge run-ups lately, but not many people really know why it's running up. They've just kind of jumped on the train. I actually talked to a couple of buddies of mine who have invested a little bit in Tron. They've been texting me, price is skyrocketing, you need to get in, you need to get in. I've already been in a little bit on Tron, not a huge amount, but I was asking them to kind of tell me what Tron was, and they're like, I don't really know, man, but it's going up, 200%. And yeah, they're right. And they did ride it out, and they sold near 18 or 19 cent. I can't quite remember. And profit's profit at the end of the day. If you make money, you make money. The more you know about what you're investing in, the more money you can make, in my opinion. You don't always just get lucky. So let's go over some of the future steps of Tron. So the first step they have listed is data liberation. It's a mechanism of uploading, storing, and distributing content based on peer-to-peer. Tron will provide a completely free and reliable platform for data publication, storage, and decimation. So basically you can make your content public, you can store it, and you can send it out to people. The second step in the future is content empowerment. So this is economic incentives, empowerment, content ecology, and blockchain technology will create a fully competitive economic mechanism with fair returns for content creation, distribution, and decimation. Encouraging individuals to create content, thus expanding the boundary of the system. And obviously the higher quality content, typically the higher amount of hits or views or whatever it may get, which would then theoretically increase your revenue. So the third step is actually this one here, Great Voyage, the personal ICO based on the advantage of blockchain. Tron solves three major issues: income measurement, dividend payment, and management of supporters, and achieves significant transformation from the fan economy to the fan finance. So it's just kind of talking about the monetization portion of it. And then we have the free movement of value. We can see here, which is listed in the white paper as number 3. But the free movement of value is, the goal of this step is to allow each content producer in the Tron system to issue their own tokens. Let's see, and it discusses a couple challenges that it will face during this step. And then the next step is called Star Trek, which is traffic monetizing the gaming, decentralization, and market forecast. So essentially, developers can freely build online gaming platforms through Tron, providing fully autonomous games and predicting market functions. So basically, they're talking about you can make your own gaming platform on Tron. You're decentralized, so you're free to do whatever you want with it, as you're not really necessarily able to do with things like the Apple Store and Google Play. And then the next step would be traffic conversion, decentralized gaming. Tron provides the possibility for establishing an online game platform. Developers can freely set up game platforms through Tron, achieve crowdfunding for game development, and common investors can contribute to game content creation. And then that would be the 6 steps listed there. Sorry, I had this here. It was a little confusing since it went from 5 to 7. There were 6 steps. I wasn't really exactly sure what was going on. Here they talk a little bit about their file storage protocol. It's a lot of just information about that, really, which isn't the most important. So some of the positives of cryptocurrency is the self-paying system for content creation. No single company, government, or organization can close it down or just flip a switch and it's gone. So it will always be there. And another big strong thing is community voting on future updates for the Tron blockchain. And some of the negatives I had listed were 8 to 10 years for the Tron system to be fully implemented. Excuse me. Even though the current Tron, initial Tron platform is currently up and running, if we go down a little bit further, there's a timeline here. I think I may have flipped past it. Okay. So it kind of tells when each of these steps will be completed. And as we can see here, it also has the third one listed here, which is Great Voyage, which is not listed above, but I'm sure they will fix that at some point. So the very first step is estimated to be completed between August 2017 to December 2018, so that should actually be completed already. The next step, the content empowerment, economic incentive, empowered ecosystem, should be completed between January 2019 to 2020. Then the Great Voyage personal ICO 2020 to 21. And as you can see, these dates just get a little further up and further up as we go. With the 6th step being completed in roughly 2023 to 2025. But with the price of Tron being at what it is now, they really have a lot more funding to really help fund the project further and hopefully speed things along at a quicker pace. And another thing I wanted to go over in the white paper, you can see their whole team and all that here, but I can just look at it on CoinMarketCap. But first, let's go over some more of the negatives. The only other negative I could really think of would be the fact that there's 100 billion tokens and there's 65 billion that are circulating, leaving roughly there's about 34.26 billion that are not circulating. And a lot of those will be used for, get back there, somewhere in here. Okay, here it is. So originally the initial public offering was 40%. Tron Foundation and ecosystem is 35%, and I believe that is where a large percentage of the non-circulating tokens are currently. And for it saying Tron Foundation and the ecosystem, I assume Tron Foundation would be for them to sell to fund furthering the process in the Tron protocol, and for the ecosystem I assume it would be for payouts and things such as that, although I'm not really sure about that. And then 10% of that actually went to pay an initial supporter from Beijing. But as we can see, Tron is all the way up at 16 cents each, and in the past, really since December, it's not even been worth but like half a penny. So it's had a huge run up lately, and I wanted to make this video because I feel like a lot of people who've invested in it don't really know what it is. I personally think Tron is a great investment for a long-term hold. It may see a little bit of more of a pullback coming, but with anything that's bumped up as much as Tron has in such a short amount of time, a pullback is definitely very natural and healthy. And if we could see it stabilize around maybe 14 cents, that would be great. So there would still be some huge gains, maybe not necessarily for the people who bought in at around 20 cents, for those unlucky few. But I don't ever really like buying in at all-time highs. If it dips down a little bit further, I might personally get in a little bit more on Tron. So let's go more about Tron itself and how the system pays out. So the content producers have direct access to Tron coin paid by fan users for premium content. So that means even though the system is completely free, there will be some premium content. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to go about that with it being free. They haven't really said way too much about it. That will come in the future development over the next 8 to 10 years. They obtain influence and power by creating high quality content, thus obtaining Tron rewards given by the system. The higher the quality, essentially the higher the rewards. So for price prediction, this is where it gets a little tricky. So right now Tron's worth about 16 cents. I feel like it's probably going to pull back to about 14%, or 14 cents, excuse me, over the next couple of days, just as a natural healthy rebound. And then I would say for the next 1 year, Tron will probably push up to about, I would say, maybe 55 cents. That's an extreme gain still. However, if you look at it in the sense of cryptocurrency in general going up and what Tron offers, I believe 55 cents is a rational number. Let's see what that would put the market cap at. That would put the market cap at $36 billion. If you take a look at market cap, it's really only maybe 3.5 roughly times the current market cap. I feel like that's a good price for it in this year. It could even push up to probably 75 cents or even close to $1 if it gets a good run up. And it all kind of depends on the next couple of days, in my opinion, how this big run up goes, if it pushes back pretty far or if it kind of holds steady for right now. But even at a 75% or a 75 cent price per Tron, you're looking at a $50 billion market cap, which really is not unreasonable at all. It would definitely be up in the top coin still. Right now it would obviously be the 5th place coin, right under Bitcoin Cash. but obviously most of these are also going to have some runs within the next year. But my personal opinion for Tron in the next year would be about 55 to 75 cents per Tron, based on what Tron offers and where I think it will go in the future. Now, long term with Tron, there's no real way to tell what will happen in the long run, or even if the project will give exactly what it says. But if everything goes well with what Tron is saying it will do, I could easily see in the next 8 to 10 years something around easily $9, putting it at a $591 billion market cap. That seems extremely massive, but if you think about, the internet as a whole, how much sites like YouTube make, how much money the app stores make, Google Play, and those sort of things. Once Tron fully develops all these things, I'm assuming they're going to make their own similar Play Store application you can download, and then download apps from there through their decentralized platform. I'm assuming they're going to make their own sort of site where you can view pictures, text, videos, similar to maybe the way YouTube's set up. They haven't really been very specific with what they're doing, but if they follow things like this, in the long run, there's a lot of money to be made with it. There will be a lot of demand for Tron coin, and I really think $9 would be a reasonable estimation for the next 8 to 10 years. But this so far out, you really can't tell, and it's based on so many variables of everything going as planned with Tron, and it actually hitting all of its goals and doing what it's saying it's going to do. And it depends on how it does it, how efficiently, and that would be my estimate for the next 8 to 10 years once everything's fully set up. And you may see $591 billion market cap and be like, well, that's well over half the current market cap for all cryptocurrencies. Yeah, and that's also 8 to 10 years in the future, when who knows what the market cap will be by then. But these are just estimations, obviously. It's based off my personal opinion of Tron itself after reading the white paper and doing a lot of research on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I plan on doing one of these for all the top coins currently, and if you have any requests for a specific coin you'd like me to do a lot of research on and kind of give you an in-depth view of it by being simple at the same time, I would love to do that for you. Down in the description box below, I'm going to put my Tron wallet address if you feel like supporting me doing all this stuff. This research does take a lot of time, and some of these will be longer than Tron that have a lot more things to cover. Tron's fairly simple and kind of vague right now. It's one thing I don't like about it. I would say that's, another negative, how vague they are about specific things. But really, I think Tron will be a good investment in the long run. But I will have my Tron wallet address down below, as well as my Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin if you feel like donating to support me and helping me continue to create these videos. I really enjoy making these videos, and hopefully the channel can grow and more people can see them. But that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and smack that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.